You wake up and your head feels heavy. As you start your morning, you realize you mislaid your glasses again, or you find yourself pausing mid-sentence to search for a word that was on the tip of your tongue yesterday. These moments are usually categorized as senior moments, a natural decline we expect as the decades pass. Biology suggests a different cause for this mental friction. The fog is a physical accumulation of microscopic waste that has nowhere to go. To maintain the ability to live independently and keep your memories intact for the next 20 years, you have to look at the specific biological process that occurs after you fall asleep. Sleep is the only window of time the brain has to perform its most essential maintenance. Without this window, the brain's delicate architecture remains buried under a day's worth of chemical debris. Inside the human brain is a network called the Glymphatic System. Discovered only recently, this system is a dedicated waste clearance pathway that uses cerebrospinal fluid to flush out the byproducts of daily thought. Every time your neurons fire, they burn energy and create metabolic trash. This is the biological cost of being awake and alert. A primary component of this waste is beta-amyloid. In healthy brains, it's cleared regularly, but lingering fragments become toxic. The glymphatic system remains dormant while conscious. Constant neural activity keeps channels closed, allowing beta-amyloid to accumulate between cells. Without a period of deep rest, this buildup continues into the next day. The proteins begin to crowd the spaces where your neurons need to send signals. Every hour spent awake increases the concentration of these proteins. If they aren't cleared, they physically block the pathways responsible for forming new memories. The glymphatic system only activates during the deep, non-REM phases of the sleep cycle. This is the specific stage where the brain's physical structure changes to allow for cleaning. Simply being unconscious is not enough. Sedation from alcohol or certain medications can mimic the appearance of sleep, but they lack the specific rhythmic brainwaves required to start the clearance process. Once in deep sleep, your brain cells physically shrink. This increases the space between cells by 60%, creating wide channels. Cerebrospinal fluid rushes through these gaps, picking up beta-amyloid and metabolic waste, parrying it away. For those over 60, this process becomes more difficult. Deep sleep phases naturally become shorter and easier to disrupt, meaning the brain often runs out of time to finish its rinse cycle. When beta-amyloid is not cleared, it binds together into dense, hardened clusters called plaques. These plaques are the physical hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. They sit between neurons, permanently disrupting communication and eventually leading to cell death. The number of hours you spend in bed matters less than the time your brain spends in this specific, contracted state. Without reaching that depth, the toxic plaques are given the time they need to take root. We can improve the efficiency of this system by prioritizing the signals that lead the brain into deep sleep. First, the brain requires a drop in core temperature of about 2 to 3 degrees to trigger the sleep cycle. Keeping your bedroom at 65 degrees Fahrenheit or taking a cool shower an hour before bed provides the thermal signal the brain needs to transition. Second, implement a strict caffeine cutoff. For most people, this means no coffee or tea after noon. This chart shows the half-life of caffeine. Even if you stop drinking it at 2 p.m., a significant amount remains in your blood at 10 p.m. This residual caffeine blocks the brain receptors that signal it is time for deep rest. Third, seek 15 minutes of natural sunlight within an hour of waking up. This light exposure sets a biological timer for the release of melatonin, the hormone that will eventually help trigger your nightly clearance cycle 12 to 14 hours later. These 3 habits, temperature control, caffeine management, and morning light, work together to ensure your glymphatic system has the uninterrupted time it needs to function. Your memories are the record of your life. By improving the quality of your rest tonight, you are taking a physical step toward protecting your mind for the years to come.
If you found this helpful, please subscribe to join our family. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Take care.